Hi guys, this is part 2 of my route, and this is Tawa. Tawa town sits at the borders of Machakos and Mbooni County. Most people always thought Tawa is in Machakos County, but the border is not that far away. So Tawa is the northernmost town of Mbooni County. And as you can see, it doesn't have much to deliver, just the old school, shopping centers, but there are new construction. Yes, there's even a county lodge there. I don't know, county or country lodge. I think it's a country lodge. There's new constructions, and Tawa has grown from the last time I was in Tawa when I was a young boy. It used to be just old school, not really town, but a market center. But today I can say it has become a town, because there's a lot of things which are happening in the Tawa. It is even a sub-county administrative center, so there's even law court. I was even surprised to see there's Tawa law court. I don't know whether it's a magistrate court or something like that. So it sits it's in the southeastern parts of Kenya, and it's about 80 kilometers from Nairobi, or more than that, almost 100 kilometers. I'm not sure, I'm just estimating the numbers. And then the county headquarters of Mbooni is Wote, which is about 40 kilometers from Tawa. Approximate numbers, I don't know the numbers, but that's according to my approximation, about 40 kilometers. And you can see, most people actually always think like the southeast parts of Kenya, which Kampani is there, and where we have Mbooni and Kitui. Machakos is a little bit upper area. It's also part of Kampani, so people always assume it's very dry, no trees, no water, doesn't rain, just a semi-desert area. But the reason why I actually decided to do these trips is because people need to know how these places look like. These places, they are actually very fertile. Yes, the rains are not that much, but when it rains, there is a good harvest. Like right now, when it rained during the month of April, May, there's a harvest which is happening there, because right now is the zoo season. I don't know zoo they are called what in English, but everybody knows what a zoo is. So and oranges it's time for the oranges and many other fruits in Kambani. So if you look at this area, it doesn't look that dry. It's actually green. And remember, this is the most driest month of the year. August and September are perceived to be the most driest months of the year. Not really perceived, but when I was growing up, because I grew up not really far away from this area, August and September were the most driest month of the year. But today, things have changed. We don't actually see that kind of the sun and the kind of scarcity of water in those months. Actually, on this day, it was not hot. It was just very calm, and the weather was a little bit mild. And you can see the clouds are there. The sun is out, obviously, but it was not that hot. I can tell you that. So you can see the area looks good. If you get a land in this area, please buy. The weather is not that bad. This road now is the one which leads from Tawa to Kikima. Kikima is an administrative center of Mbooni. When I was growing up, where we lived, we could be able to see Mbooni hills from a distance. And I used to imagine whether people live on top of those hills. I never thought people live there, but actually, it's a whole area full of people. So today I decided to go and find out for myself. I've never been in Mbooni, even though it is part of Kampani area. Never been in Mbooni. So I was looking up for this. So let's go and explore Mbooni. Oh, then we go to this town, and I was not expecting this. I thought actually most of the areas they are very small shopping centers, and this is called Kalawani, and you can see the constructions of. I think these are stalls, shops, or flats for people to stay. I'm not sure what is the core business of this area, but mostly it's just a marketplace. Most of those village market areas, but it looks like a serious town. But there's a market there which is big. You can see the growth, and whatever devolution is doing to these areas is totally something interesting. I don't know about you, but most of these centers, they never grew for more than 40 years since independence. They were just the same. I remember visiting town like Masi town. Masi town, ever since I was a kid, it just used to look the same. 10 years down the line, the same. 15 years down the line, the same. So I kept on wondering, why do these places never grow? But I came to realize that in the previous system of governance is that all the power was in the top, in the national level, and on the lower level, these towns were like either district headquarters, divisional headquarters, or even chief administrative centers. And that's why they remained the same. There was no money which was coming down to these areas. So all the power was just left on the top. And again, even these roads, the road which I'm using now, it's barely not more than, I don't know when it was constructed, but it looks like either not more than 10 years. So what has the devolution done to these places is that now the power has come down and it has been devolved. It means that there is more need of development into the locals where these towns never used to grow. Now Masi town has grown. It has some of big hotels where people come from Nairobi and go and visit. It has very big, there's a lot of construction going on. And again, the strategic locations of these towns really matters a lot in terms of growth. There are towns which will not grow because of where they are. It's not a major hub in that area. People don't transit through that route. A town like Kathiani town has remained to be almost the same way it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. Why? It's because of the location where it is. The reason of the people who just visit that town are the locals who live within that area. There is nobody transiting through that route going to some other place. But if you build the roads, if you construct the roads which people can transit through those roads, then it makes things easier, and the town start growing because now there's outsiders who are passing through the town and they are bringing some money when they're passing by. So I started climbing. This was the area where you start climbing. This is Mbooni Hills. And let's go and find out what the weather was changing slowly and slowly. level, I was almost, I think 1900 meters above sea level. So it's quite cold, and the sun was shining, but it's really cold. And I believe I was almost at the top. Mbooni Hills. I actually used to believe that the town Kikima is supposed to be called Mbooni. I don't know why they call it Kikima, and everybody speaks of Mbooni, but the area is called Mbooni. We have Mbooni East, Mbooni, I don't know whether there's Mbooni West, South, I don't know, but we have members of parliament who represent this area. So I think I was on the top of Mbooni Hills. I'm not really sure, but I felt like I was at the top. Again, it's just part of exploring, and that's why I did not speed the video. The video is just uncut from Tawa to Kikima. Yeah, so I don't know, I should have reduced it to cut it, like put small and then reduce it like 20 minutes. But I decided I really don't have much experience in editing and anything. I just decided just to connect the clips together and just put them there. Maybe there's someone who really want to see how the road looks like, how is the area, and when you cut, then some people don't get to know the whole area it looks like. Yep. So the road, actually, once you get on the top, it cuts on top of the hill all the way to Kikima town. I really don't know why they never call it Mbooni town, because the area is actually Mbooni, but the town is called Kikima. I don't know, but you can actually see it's actually not really a small town, it's a big town. But if you look at it, it's one of the oldest towns in that area. The old buildings are still there. We have new buildings coming up, and you can see some of the flats. Now, once I got into this town, I was supposed to head back to Machakos. There is a road which comes from Mbooni to Machakos, and I missed it. I was supposed to go on right there and probably go and join the road going to Machakos, but I missed it. I thought I should go straight ahead, go down, and I was lost. To be honest, I did not know where I was going, but I figured out that any of the roads will lead me back to one of the roads I know, and then I'll head back to Nairobi. So this road when I took the left turn there, it actually goes to some places which I did not know, but I came to know them on that day. Is Utangwa Market. Some of these names, I used to hear my grandmother talk about them when I was growing up. And I used to think she's just speaking about places, and I don't know those places where they are. She will just mention so and so comes from a place called Utangwa in Mbooni. So I keep on wondering, where is that now? Where I did not know. So it was actually something interesting to get to know these places actually exist. So once I missed my route, I thought, let me just continue this road. This road, somehow, it's new, or it's getting constructed. It did not seem like a road which has been there for some time, and looks like it's a road which is under construction at the moment. It has loose chipping, so you have to drive slowly or ride slowly, because the chippings are very loose. You can actually feel them when you're driving. So, and it did not seem like it has many cars or vehicles, just bunch of motorbikes. There were many on this route. So let's enjoy the cornering and going down. This is now the part where we are going down from Mbooni Hills. We are heading down, and this is when I figured out that we were heading down to go and connect to Wote to Machakos Road. At least that one I'm aware of, but I did not know where I'm going to connect it from. When I realized I was lost, it was late. I had already gone down and down further, so I did not feel like going back would make any difference. So I decided, let me just go and explore this side. Never been on this side also, so it's something new. And I expected the road to be completed all the way to Wote Machakos Highway, but you can see it's under construction, definitely. So down somewhere, the road will disappear. this road, it's actually, the construction is actually going on at the moment. And you can see the corners going down, and you can see the hills on the other end. I don't know which hills are those ones, but this is actually going down from Mbooni hills. You're actually going down. You can see the corners, and you can see they actually did a lot of work to just create this road. I'm sure initially it was just a small path. You can see the cornering, which you have to corner, like double corners, triple corners. Yeah, very amazing road. Once they complete, it's gonna be looking very good. And they are cutting down to get the road look good. Very amazing. And the views are really good. One thing I've noticed in this part of the hill, it might be the leeward side of the hill, because you remember when we were going up on the other side, it was trees, and everywhere there was trees, and it was green, and everything was cold. Now this part of the hill, it's not cold as the other side, which when I was going up, and the trees are not as many, and it is not as green as the other side of the hill going up from Tawa. So going down, this looks like it's a little bit drier compared to the other side. So the geography that we did back in the school can tell you that there's a windward side and leeward side of the hill. So this might be the leeward side. It doesn't look that dry, but comparing to the other side, definitely there is a huge problem. Not really a problem, but there is a huge difference. Now look at that. Look at that. Wow. The road goes like this town. It's not a town, it's just a shopping center. It just goes and corners round and comes back down again, the same place you have come from. So it's really amazing. People who are constructing this, they were actually doing a lot of work trying to cut this road through this. Wow. I was really careful because of the loose chipping. At some point, the road comes to an end, and then you think that's the end of it, but you realize they are supposed to construct a bridge somewhere down there. That's why they have left that section. Then it begins again on just the other side of the river. These are small rivers coming down from Mbooni hills. So, and you can see that is the original bridge. The bridge was just a small thing. So the road just picks up the tarmac, but I really can't say that this tarmac is complete because it is very loose. So I know they will, if they leave it like this, it's not gonna finish 1 year. I know they are going to pass on top with another layer and probably another layer on top, so that it can be strong. And looks like the contractor, they will mostly need a local contractor or subcontracted Chinese, I don't know. You can see the many bridges. They really don't look like bridges, just improvised culverts. You can see they're building another bigger one just next to that. So I don't know after this whether there was any other tarmac. Maybe that was the end of the tarmac. Oh, there's another tarmac here. It's really not the end. Yeah, you can see this is actually, it's a work ongoing, men at work here. So I'm very sure I'm going to run out of tarmac very soon. Probably that is the end of the tarmac. So the next part is men at work, a lot of construction. You come across heavy machineries for lifting. All these guys were actually doing some work. So I guess that marks the end of the tarmac for me. Now, at some point, the road becomes very worse completely. Not really. I guess they are constructing the road from top going down. This is not a. They started from the other side of Kikima town, and they are heading down to. I realized later that the town which I was going to join Machakos Water Road is Mukuyuni town. That's actually where I joined the Machakos Water town. So from here it's just dust and more dust. So what happened after this is that I was not able to record much of this dust, and my battery was running out. I realized I need to get another battery for my GoPro. So at some point, out of this confusion with the loose soil, and I lost balance on my bike and I fell down, and I twisted my left thumb finger, which was so painful. Some guys who were doing the construction, the guys who were just around there, they came to help me. Yeah.